All right, you guys, so we are outside of Demko Knives. This is their manufacturing facility. As you guys know, I have a lot of gun content on my channel, but I'm also a huge knife enthusiast. I called them up on the phone. I asked them if they had a local storefront so I could come get my hands on some of the knives. They did me one better. They said, come on down to our manufacturing facility and you can take a tour inside the building and see exactly how we manufacture our knives. And then you can pick a knife and purchase one as long as it's in stock. So I wanted to get this video up for you guys. I'm extremely excited to see what they got going on behind the doors of this building. So you guys are gonna come with me. We're gonna check it out.
So this is a dynamic grind I did back in June, and the grinder, instead of the edge and the back height being parallel, this swoops down, making a slicier out towards the tip. So when it cuts and it turns into the wheel at a different angle, rather than staying at a fixed angle the whole time it's grinding. So you get a stout edge here.
My channel primarily focuses on firearms, but there's also a lot that goes into the category of self-protection. Not only do I train firearms, but I train jiu-jitsu. I also have an extensive collection of self-defense items, including knives. So when I wake up in the morning, one of the first things that I do is I put a knife in my pants. Then I put my wallet in my pants, put my glasses on. So it's a very essential tool that I use on a daily basis, whether I'm using it for self-defense or I'm using it as a tool to open boxes, open equipment. The list goes on forever. You're not supposed to, but I use them as pry bars in different situations. I've used them for all kinds of different odds and ends. And sometimes in a pinch, if I don't have my Leatherman on me, which I carry at work or when I'm on my motorcycle, I have used knives as screwdrivers. Do not recommend doing that with high-end knives, but everybody should carry a knife. It is one of the most universal tools on the face of this earth. With that being said, I was actually looking for a new knife. I've carried a Benchmade Griptilian for about 10 years. I absolutely destroy that knife at work every single day. And I like to carry stuff that is kind of unobtainable, or, you know, just like firearms, you want something that has that cool factor, but is also robust and is gonna work every time you need it. So that brings me to this knife right here. I set it down on this black tray so that you could kind of see it with some contrast. This is a Demko Knives. It is a MG 8020, and this one is in milled titanium, as you can see here. It's a very interesting knife, and while I was on my search for a new knife, I stumbled across Demko. I've carried cold steel knives before, and Andrew Demko designed the lock that I liked so much. It is a triad lock. That was on my Finn Wolf. It was on a couple other cold steel knives that I carried and used frequently. I liked the simplicity and the robust nature of that lock. Once that lock is engaged, you are not breaking that lock. It's going to take more force than is reasonable to break that lock. You're going to have to put hundreds and hundreds of pounds of pressure on that lock. So to me, working in the construction industry for 10 years, I have broken locks on knives. So I wanted something strong. That's when I found the Shark lock and Demko knives. Once I got there, I was impressed. Every person there was very humble, and they had some of the most state-of-the-art equipment I have ever seen. I'll put in some B-roll here and we'll show you. They have a machine that uses gold line and a electric process to cut their metal to precision that is rivaled by everything this side of the aerospace industry. To the best of my knowledge, I think they are the only manufacturer in the knife industry that uses this technology. They also had some water jets for cutting out stuff. They had laser engravers, they had lasers there, they had all kinds of different grinding machines, and I got to meet with John Demko. He was extremely humble, very down to earth, and he showed us a lot of how their manufacturing processes work in the United States. We also talked a lot about some of their imported knives, because they do import some knives from Taiwan. But if you look at this thing, it is built like a 1950s Cadillac. This thing is extremely robust. It's got serious weight and heft to it. But when you hold it in your hand, it is extremely light. The way that this knife is balanced puts all that weight right here where your knuckle, where the finger groove is. So when you're holding this thing, it moves so smoothly and light in the hand that you can do some very, very fine work with this knife. And the blade is so thick that you don't have any doubt or worry in your mind about breaking or stressing this blade at all. The lockup is insane. There's no movement at all in this blade. When you depress this Shark lock, so on the back here, there is a little nub that comes out with some jimping, and you depress down on that to actuate that lock, and that thing just slides like butter. It is extremely fidget friendly. You could sit here and just play with this thing all day long and not get bored. The design is extremely simple, extremely robust, and locks up like nothing else that I've ever felt in my life. This knife drips class. It has elegance, and you could just beat on this thing. I guarantee if you watch their videos, I highly recommend you guys watch the video on their new knife, which is the Sax. That blade design is going to be dropping on Friday. I tried to get John to sell me one of those, but he stuck to his guns. It releases Friday. I went in there on a Wednesday, and I was willing to pay whatever to get one. The blade design is right up my alley, so I will probably be purchasing one of those on Friday if I'm lucky enough to get in quickly, because they are very limited, they're numbered, and they're going to sell out fast. But it had a different blade profile, which is something more along the lines of what I would look for in an everyday carry, the way that they grind it. Do a search, Demko knives, they have a video up on it. It's absolutely fascinating to see the process in which they build knives. The price on this knife right here, as it sits, $650. That's a car payment to most people, so it's gonna be kind of out of the range of the average person. But if you are into knives and you take your safety seriously, and you also take your looks and quality as seriously as you take your safety, this is the knife for you. So I want to get into some more. I'm going to put some B-roll in here. So this knife was built for me while I sat there. I was talking to them, kind of told them what I wanted. They said if they don't have it in stock, they had no problem assembling one. So I'll put the footage of that in there. It was really interesting to watch one of their expert knife builders assemble this knife to the exact specs that I wanted it. And my buddy JD also got another one. He got one with G10 handles that was a little more tactical looking, which is what he was going for. But I wanted something that I could pull out at like a holiday party or like somewhere really nice and just draw attention. It's almost like wearing a Rolex watch or an Omega. It's just when you take this out and somebody feels the quality and they see the way that the light reflects off of this titanium and the way that this knife is ground with the really, really high bevel on it, it's just an absolutely gorgeous tool. So it's functional and it has the form, which is everything I look for, whether it's in a knife, whether it's in a gun. Anything that I purchase has to have those aesthetics, and this knife did not disappoint me. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys are in the knife community and you're a collector, this is definitely something that you want in your collection. John Demko is an absolute wealth of knowledge, and Andrew Demko is a design genius when it comes to knives. The simplicity of this lock, but the robust nature of this lock sets it apart from anything else on the market. Give them a look. Thank you guys for watching this video. Have a great rest of your week. As long as I'm not getting in their way.
This is old antique buffer we use.
Who does all the grinding normally? You guys have someone that just does?
Yeah, we have one guy that does most of the sharpening. I used to do a lot of it. I don't do so much anymore. Basically, we have one guy that sharpens. When my nephew's not in college wasting money, he sharpens all the time too.
Yeah, it's a nice setup. I wish I had something like this in my garage.
So yeah, this is a dust collection room. So we turn those things on and it sucks all the dust out.
Yeah.
And then that's the tumbler that does the stone washing.
Oh, okay.
So you drop the blades in there, close that spins, and that spins.
For hours.
No, this is you'll get a good finish in like 20 minutes.
Really?
This is a high energy tumbler, but you can't fit a lot. So those, I'm hoping to have those out for like a holiday kind of release.
Yeah, right.
I ground about 700 blades, which is probably the largest single batch I ever made.